Welcome to live chat. I hope I'll be back again. Let's see. I missed the previous live. Let's see with those questions and then let's go back. Okay. Actually changed, I think. Waiting for 2 minutes. You can skip this video if you are watching other than live. Skip it forward. I'll give you the details. I'll give you the details in the description. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Actually change few things. Say hi so that we can go ahead and continue my videos. Hello, who are online? Let's okay. Without making any due, let's go with what exactly the questions I want to decide and I want to talk because that's what was pending. I went into live questions, but I missed this. But let's complete this. These are important as well. And hope you can hear me well. Okay. So question number one, how, okay. So question number one goes like this. Which In which state do we add queues into RE framework? Do we add queues into RE framework, or how exactly do we call the items from RE framework? Okay, the answer is if you are working on a dispatcher process, it should go into process state because you can get all the data or you can read all the data in the init state, and you can get one item at a time in get transaction state, and in the process state you need to upload that or add the details into orchestrator using add queue item. That's how you do it. But if you are into performer, then you need to get the details or get the items from the queue in the get transaction item or get transaction data. In that get transaction data there is get transaction item activity in that particular workflow. Go ahead and check that out. That's how you can pull in the values. And if you want to get specific data from the queues, again, how you need to do it, you need to add transaction item, whatever the key name that you have, dot specific content, and with the key that you have sent in. That's how you will get the value from the queues. The next question is how to delete duplicate columns in the Excel. Well, when you are trying to read the Excel with duplicate columns or with the same heading, first thing it will do is it will throw an error. It will not allow you to read the table which are having the same columns. But if you want to know how to do that, what I would suggest you to do is write a macro rather than going with UiPath, because using macro you can actually filter the data and you can easily get it. But if you don't know how to write macros and if you want to do it, what I would suggest you to do is use without headers. Get the table without headers. When you are getting the table without the headers, even the first column or first row comes as a first row also comes as a row, or first heading comes also as a row. Now when you have the first row as all the headings, loop in the all the row items, and you can find out if there are any duplicate columns or not, or duplicate columns with headings. If you want to remove duplicate rows, what I would like you to do is get the unique items. I think there is also a code to get the unique values. Just try to get that. I can't remember the exact code for it, but yes, you can do that. How to get assist from orchestrator? Okay, how to get assistance from orchestrator? We use get asset. Okay, get assets from orchestrator and get credential. What is the use of get app credential? I think get app credential, I'm not sure if there is specific activity in it. I just need to go ahead and watch or recheck with the activities. Let me check quickly in online. But again, what is get asset? Get asset is an activity which helps you to get, okay, what is the difference again? So when you are using get asset, there is only one activity that comes or one variable that comes out. But when you are using get credential, there is a username and password that comes out. So that is the reason we have two different activities. The two different activities works in two different ways, though it's stored in the same place. Get asset activity will store the values in the as a credential data type, but others can store in boolean, integer, and string. That's the difference. I think get app credential is not an activity, it's a workflow. If I remember properly, get app credential is a workflow. So how get app credential works, there is a complete video around 20-15 minutes that I have discussed. Go ahead and check that out. You can check that in my YouTube channel, and you can definitely get the things. Explain PDD and SDD documents in detail. We cannot directly say what are explain each and everything, but you can say PDD as step-by-step flow, or we will be able to document each and every step on a click level, and we will be also able to understand what are the exceptions, how we need to handle the exceptions, what are the enhancements that we have, and what is the current process, what is the as is process, and what is the to be process. How, okay, in the as is process, what are the manual efforts that are available, but in to be process, what are the activities that are there manual, and what is the bot doing. That's how you need to differentiate in process design document. Well, in solution design document, it specifically don't talk about each and every click activity, but what it gives you is what is the as is process and to be process, and how you are planning to create automation. That's what the solution design document, it talks about the solution rather than the complete process. Where and all can we specify max retries in the queue? Okay, we can, if it is a queue, you can specify that on the queue level. When you are creating an when you're creating a queue, there will be an option called how many retries can be accepted. There you can definitely give how many retries are available, or how many retries you want to add for a queue. But if you want to do without queues, then there is in REFRAMEWORK there is a config value called retry, max retry number. There you can give max retries. Will value in a config work if there is an orchestrator value or something that's already, if you are using queues, then the value that is there in the queues only will be taken. But if you are not using queues, or if you are not using orchestrator queues, then the data will come from config. And the max numbers that you want to try, there is no limit actually, but the standard that normally everyone will follow is 3 times. But if it fails for 3 times, there is no need, or I don't see any reason why we need to try more than thrice, because we need to first rectify them and come back and see. Where and all can we specify? I think that I answered that question. How can we convert date to string and string to date? Okay, convert date to string. If it is a date variable, dot to string with specific format will give you the string value. But if you want to have it as a string, and if you want to convert into a date, there is cdate. Cdate is the is like a function which is pre-built or inbuilt in .NET, which actually converts a string, but the format should be correct. Any method to extract zip file? I do believe there is a method which I didn't use actually, but there is already activities which can do that, so you can go ahead and check them. What is the max size of the process in MB or GB? So whenever you create a package file, it should obviously be around 25 MB. That's what I know. But is there a way to increase the size? Yes, we can do that in the orchestrator settings. When we deploy it, we can change the settings to give more or to upload more package file. But if you have any code that's more than 25 MB, you need to see why do you need 25 MB of data, because even the smallest of the small program or the largest of the large program that I actually coded is around only 10 MB. But if I add, this is a catch here, but if you add complete data folder which has PDFs, which has Excel, all the imported files, log files, which actually consumes a lot of data, then there will be a problem again. You cannot actually make use of the space. So what I suggest you to do is keep all the data, or keep all the data folders separately, keep all the code files separately, so that you can divide the data. And by the way, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask those questions. Let's see them. Let's hit them again. And TV Raju, I missed you in the previous live. Let's see if you are available. Go ahead and ask your question. I didn't get your question in the previous live. What is the, okay, I answered this question. If I have shared folder of files of 10 GB of size, how can I share those files through mail? I know by shared path. Is there any way to share? If there is a shared location or share point where you can upload the data, that's one of the option, or OneDrive, there is one of the option. But obviously all the email services right now that provides only 25 at the max 25 MB of data to be shared. But if there are some specific if there are around different services that you have built in and you have taken service, maybe that can support, but I'm not sure, because 10 GB of data to send over email is like foolishness, if you ask me, because it takes longer time and you need to have terabytes of speed to send it. Not recommended at all. When it is recommended to use containers, I think containers, when you're saying about containers, you're talking on like Kubernetes and how you need to containerize all the service. um, like if you want to deploy all the bots, and if you want to redeploy it, just take a container and place it again. Maybe you need to check it and work on it again. I haven't worked on containers right away. I normally worked on all the servers and deploying the bots on servers. I didn't specifically work on containers. Let's see, maybe in future I can work and I can give a specific answer to that as well. But people who are watching online, if you know what is containers and how you need to use containers, go ahead and put them in the comments. When can we get a chance to have queue item to be abandoned or in progress states? Now, whenever a queue is added up, or when a queue item is added up in the orchestrator queues, it will be in new state. When you get the item, it will be in progress state, and if it is in progress state for more than 12 hours or 24 hours, I think that will be moved into an abandoned state. Well, there is a specific interviews questions that are already available in my channel, where we have taken live interviews of around 5 to 6 members, where it's like an actual interview. You can definitely see all the questions, mostly all the relatable questions will be available within those videos. If you watch them before you go to interview, it will give you a good idea how an interview can be. And even if you are an experienced person, there is specific experienced interviews, or people who are experienced around 4 to 5 years of experience. I have done interviews, direct interviews for them, and I have posted them online. Go ahead and check them as well. They will definitely help you. Can you give me an example of using environment variable in a folder path? I mean, how to write it. For example, if I need to get my documents, so there is environment folder. So what, there are specific folders. For example, my music, my documents, and my downloads folder. So these are the environment folders. In our current environment, what are the folders? My documents is a specific folder. So my environment variable, or environment variables dot get username gives me the current username, give me the dot domain name gives me the current domain name. In the same way, you can get the folders also, and you can concatenate it with the subfolders. And if, for example, in the my folders, you have some subfolder called robot, and if you want to directly call in the value, you can give my documents slash robots rather than giving my documents, because that will be different in each and every bot or each and every username. What you could do is my environment folders, or environment folders dot my documents, we can get that. Vinod Reddy asked, can we log the machine name if the process is running more than on one machine? Yes, that's what I said. You can definitely get the environment variables dot machine name. So you can definitely get the machine name on which it is running, and also you can get the username on which it's running. Though we have multiple robots running on a single machine, you can definitely validate it with a robot or with the username. Now, so you definitely you need to keep that in the log. Sai Kiran says, say like what is the approach you will follow when you want to wait for or known element to appear? Okay, question is like this: if I want to wait for an element on load rather than wait till the page is loaded. So on wait till the page is loaded, I don't think you will wait for the page to completely load. But if you want to do that, there is a wait on element activity, or there is a property wait for ready to complete interactive and none. If you want to keep it just to wait for that element, keep it to interactive. If it is interactive, it will be able to load it. But how can you decide if you want to keep it interactive or if it is completed? Try with completed if it is not active or if it is not working on it, because few pages will be designed in such a way that it will never be in completed state. It will always be sending the data, pulling the data from the server, so it will never be in completed state. The best thing is to go ahead with interactive or go ahead with none. But how can we decide if none is also not working? Keep element exist or on element appear, and if you are able to do that, you can just try out. And there is also, okay, let me stop. Yeah, okay. There is also delay activities that you can try. That's how you need to try it. Saikiran, I hope I answered your question, and Vinod Reddy, I think I answered your question. Hit that like button and bring in more questions. Do like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. There are a lot of questions directly which I am answering. Okay, can you, Rahul Gupta, I will answer your question, but let me go ahead with the folders that I, or questions that I have already prepared or someone asked me, because he or she had an interview next 1 or 2 hours. Let's go with that. How to avoid adding duplicates in the queue? There is always a unique items that, or checkbox that is always available in the queue. You need to just check mark it, and whenever there is a new item with the same details, it will throw an error. That's how you need to check it. But if you want to do in a different way, you can get all the items and you can filter out and check with the unique item. And if it is already available, then it will give you one result which says that it is not unique. But if it is not available, it will give you 0 results which says that it is not available, and you can just go ahead and put in the values. If I am talking too fast, go ahead and tell me out. I think I answered all the questions. There are around 12 to 13 questions I answered in this particular live chat. See, okay, those are available in the description, and I do hope you like that session. Let's go with the live again. I'm here with you guys. Sir, when hiring will start in the companies, I'm really worried. Okay, Rahul Gupta, how many years of experience do you have? Go ahead and answer that question first. People who are already in live, go ahead and pull in your questions. Let's take them out. Did we miss any question in the previous live? I think I answered all your questions except with the TV Raju's. I actually didn't get the question first. Let's see. This live should be good. How to handle a pop-up when you are running on a macro activity? This is some kind of tricky question. Now, when we are running on a macro activity, there are two different options. Run a macro. When we are running a macro, there will be an output, but there will be an option to get an output in a variable. But while working on it, if we have an error, this is how it works. So you need to check for a value that comes as an output. If the variable, keep an SN variable, if the SN variable is empty, it means that the value or the macro is still running. But you need to use parallel activity if I am correct. So on the left side of the parallel activity, keep macro, execute macro activity. On the right side of the parallel activity, what you can keep is on element appear. In that on element appear, wait for the pop-up, and in that pop-up, check what you need to do. Mostly you will be able to do it. You need to try with send window messages or streamlet type or streamlet click activities, because if you are moving the mouse, I think that will throw an error. But if it is not throwing an error, then it's fine. But you definitely need to use parallel activities for this parallel activity. Saikiran, I hope I answered your question. Rahul Gupta, okay, let's assume that you don't have an experience, and when companies will start hiring you. So here it is. People are already hiring, because at this point of time in this COVID situation, most of them are going into RPA space, and most of them are trying to automate their process. So they are hiring. But the problem here, which I'm seeing right now in the market, is they are not hiring the people who are not having the experience. That's there in the market. But there are also few small companies who are looking for people who have the knowledge but cannot pay lakhs and lakhs of rupees to hire them. They are looking for freelancers. But if you are able to showcase your skills and you are able to say that okay, I don't have the enough working experience, but I am able to do these things, and if you can create some videos or create some demos and post them online, tag tag people who are active in the LinkedIn profile, and if they are active in the LinkedIn, they will definitely obviously like and comment on your videos, because that's how the engagement gets in LinkedIn, and that's how you people will see you. uh, so Sai Kiran, I definitely want, okay, what are you saying now? Say like I want to add a patch project dependency to already existing package aware orchestrator. Okay. I think this is a problem not with this, but there is 20-minute live YouTube live off stopping after 20 minutes. Okay, I would like to stop this live stream right now. Go ahead and answer, post all your questions. This I need to find a solution.